Hangout in the crib. Today we are going to be talking about the VXP weekend, the new sector threat, and a few other bits and pieces that have come up, including the Halloween Forsaken Wallet Wars. So tonight we've got Larry with us, the VP Prof, and Stephen W has joined us as well. So welcome, guys. Should
Thank
we
you.
just go straight into Larry's slides and then we'll talk a bit later?
Let's do it.
Sounds good. All right. Okay, so like I said, we're going to talk about the XP weekend a little bit. We'll talk about Armadas and the sector threat, and we'll get the usual stuff too. Bug fixes, we got a few this week. Looks like the first two were with Dragon Strike. You can't surrender after you blow up all the enemy ships, which is, I guess, a good thing. Somebody must have done that by accident. And then fixed an issue where the enemy AI could behave wrong when no defending fleet was present. So don't know what happened with that, but okay. Third one, and actually I noticed this last week. I got leveled, and then I was still using rockets in a mission. So I guess that was fixed.
It seems it comes back like every other update. So, like one update, it will be no, you can't use them with your rocket pad dead, and then the next update comes back again and you can use them. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've talked about KixEye's configuration management problems before. So anyway, base relocative campaign. Now you have a relocate button still, but you'll get an error message if you click it instead of not having a relocation button. So I guess that's good. And then another one with tactical module and weight and ship skin. So there, fixing that.
What I would like to see fixed is I know we've had a couple of issues recently where I've jumped and then some of my alliance have then proceeded to jump to me, but they've had me bookmarked and have landed back in my old spot.
Oh.
So I'd like to get them to fix that. That'd be nice.
Yeah. So bookmark?
Yeah.
And the bookmark wouldn't be updated, or they jump? Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. Well, there we go. It's happened a few times, so.
You know what I'd? Yeah. You know what I'd like to see fixed?
Playback.
Yes, and actually, I almost want playback fixed more, but notifications.
Yeah,
Email notifications for base hits? You mean?
Still, yep.
I got mine this morning. I got hit. I mean, I missed it because unfortunately I was working. But I checked my email and there was one this morning from when I got hit. So it seems like it's kind of working.
Yeah, I get the ones that say, you know, afterwards that say this person's vulnerable and ready to be attacked, but I don't get the actual hit notifications.
yeah, I'm the same, Larry. I don't get the actual hit notifications. But I just take it as a given that I've been hit. Because I do stupid.
You used up your
Yeah, I've got one right
allocation of
here from 8 in the morning
notifications.
showing the attack on my base. So that's real intermittent then. That's weird.
I generally
Or I
take it as a given that I'm going to get hit because I do stupid
You've
things
been
like
attacked.
put 36 launchers on Tiger Shark Fleet and go and take out people's thermal with it whilst they're zombie. Stuff like that. Tends to piss people off.
You're a mean, mean man.
Yes, I am.
All right, changes. The big change is this new sector threat that actually replaces sector control, and that's how the Draconian Armada spawn. And so it's time to say goodbye to Reaver Dredges. Blow him a kiss. Are we going to miss Reaver Dredges?
Not really. I'm not. I know a lot of people are set up for them, but they were always kind of my kryptonite when it came to damage per uranium, so I'm not going to miss them. I know Earth will.
Yeah, I had him down, but mind either. I think late last week they gave us a bit of a preview.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I am looking forward to is the Reaver sector targets. I think that's going to be good. Depends on how much they give out, really, I think.
Wait, were they Reaver sector targets or were they Scourge?
Oh, sorry. I don't know what it is. I think it's, well, it says Draconian sector targets, don't I think? I don't know, I can't remember. What
It's
did it say?
Drac.
Oh, wait. You're talking about the next level of
Next level.
sector threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, we won't get there because I didn't throw that in there. But yeah, we'll get to sector threat in a minute.
Yeah.
Preview. So November 12th. If you remember, before the last raid, it was 5 weeks start to start. But this one is back to 4 weeks start to start between raids. So that, and it is the 50th raid, and KixEye said they want to go old school, so they've gone back to world map draconian target sets. The way that works is there's usually, at least last time we had these, there were 5 targets in a set. So you had 5 A targets, 5 B targets, 5 C targets. Each one was a different fleet composition. When you hit all 5 targets from a set, you get a bonus, and the bigger, the more difficult the set, the bigger the bonus. And then they said there also would be some low-level targets that were not part of a set, so you just hit those for points. And the other thing is that you can sort of stack up targets, and then when you sort of catch up and get the rest of the set, you'd still get your bonus. So you could like hit 4 51 targets, and those would sort of store up, and then when you hit 4 of all the other targets in that set, then you'd get all 4 bonuses. So that helped, because sometimes you were looking for a certain one.
Yeah, and it was a pain in the arse with the time. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really good that they're going back to that. I think like the last sort of ones that we had like that, wasn't it part when the ECM come out and stuff like that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you had to be in the top 3,000 to get the ECM.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
a while ago. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I know that a lot of people have been quite dismissive of it and saying, well, if they're going to take away the Scourge targets and going to give us Drac ones, how hard are they going to be and everything else? If you're going to moan about the Scourge ones, you can't moan that they're putting it to Draconian ones. You can either have one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be something, and they're going to make it as hard as they want to make it. So that's, that's how it is. I mean, you could almost think that these Armadas are going to be a preview of the kind of draconian ships we're going to be coming up against. Don't you think?
Yeah, I would have thought so. It's going to be something similar. I mean, as a general rule, the Draconian raids have always been sort of easier than the Reaver ones, and Reaver ones have been, as of now, well, up to now, have been better than the Scourge ones. So, hopefully it should be quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, some of the Draconians. I mean, in the Dragon Strike, let's say, I think the Draconians stepped up their game a little bit.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe a little bit, but then I think a lot of it is with the stuff that we've got for base defense now. They sort of back to make them a bit more tough, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah. So these targets are not cooperative, but the way it worked back then is that you could hit a target and prep it out for somebody else, just leave them a ship or half a ship or something to do. So you'll still be able to kind of give and receive help. It'll just take a little more coordination. And then the other thing that tended to happen in those kind of raids, and maybe less with these sets and more with the ones that were the bingo boards, but sometimes targets would get stolen after they get prepped, so that'll be fun.
No comment.
Better have some gunboats ready to hold your shit, or it's going to be a bad raid for you.
All I'm going to say is if you're in the 400s, maybe prepping might not be a bad idea. Because then I could do the raid for free.
You're so sweet, Earth.
Oh, you know, I'm a pirate.
All right. And then, yeah, I think you mentioned this before, Vanguards are coming back. So Vanguards are coming back.
And no doubt everybody will be hitting them for scatterguns this time.
Yeah, we'll see if they give out scatterguns again.
Yeah.
I only have 6. I haven't built them yet.
I've started changing my Reapers over and putting scatterguns on them. The Forsaken mission. Just because they're fully ranked and they're not really doing anything at the minute. With all of the new specials and the new weapons and stuff. They're kind of a little bit obsolete at the minute. So I'm just putting some scatterguns on there just to bring them back a bit.
All right, so that's the next raid. We'll learn more in the next couple weeks. It's I guess about 2 weeks away. So mark your calendars. And then VXP weekend. It's over, but I thought we should talk about it because people liked it, and elites were worth double the XP, which kind of got ignored because the Reaver assault bases were worth mass quantities of XP.
All I'm going to say is that I hit 5 of the 85s, prepped them out with my Banshees, which were 4 stripes going in. Prepped out the Hellhounds, just the Hellhounds at the beginning, nothing else. The Hellhounds and the 3 drone ships that are there. And then exited out and then went in the Rhinos. And out of the 5 that I prepped with a ×3 salty on with the Banshees, I went from 4 stripes right up to Skull. So
that's pretty sweet. So what was interesting is I don't know what the formula was for giving out VXP, because I had some ships that were countermeasure only, and they were still getting lots of VXP. Low-level ally mate of mine went in with some Mercuries. He drove horribly, drove right into some of those splash howitzers and then into a pyroclast and lost his Mercuries. He damaged 2 turrets and went up 2 ranks. So
you were
I don't
getting
know.
XP for dying.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it was just a huge amount for dying or whether there were other ways to get XP than we're used to.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Shooting down a certain amount of missiles or whatever.
Yeah.
Water. But it was good anyway. I loved it. Thought it's a brilliant idea. I'd like to see it back on a regular basis, to be fair.
Yeah. This
It's
is
the ranking problem, I think, if we could have it on a regular basis.
Right. You could definitely see this monthly. Is I think what I'd like to see. But
I don't know
you,
about
Stephen?
I don't know about you guys, but I've had a lot of boats that were lower ranked for a long, long time, so I was able to jump probably 20 hulls up to at least 60% rank. in one night. Unfortunately, my weekend was really busy, so I had to do this all in one big shot at the end. I would love to see this every month. I mean, we get our new toys. Let us get them up to a working level. I mean, the difference between unranked rhinos and 60% rhinos is just night and day. It's from to just a constant stream of missiles. So this is something we've needed for a long time. I'm glad to see it. I hope it comes back in the same way. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near as much again. I think this is one of the oops, but we can always hope I'm wrong.
I think even if we didn't get as much, but we had that whole weekend in which we were able to do it, and we had a bunch of different targets, it would still be really good. Even if you got sort of like half the XP that you did this time from the 85s, it's still well worth it, in my opinion. And having the Earth fleets around for people who couldn't do the Reaver ones, also really good as well. And even down to just the elites being double, it's perfect for everybody, really.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a great concept, and hopefully they do it again. We'll see if they have to. We'll see if they adjust the difficulty of the XP. But yeah, I definitely want to see this back. Great. I mean, what I was thinking, my rhinos were up around 62 already, and I got them to legendary. And the difference between, if you have a ship that's ranked at 66%, it's firing 3 times faster than an unranked ship. And then when you go from 66 to 75, it's firing 4 times faster. So even that last little bit of rank is worth a lot. And so the word of the day comes from Barney Stinson. Hopefully you guys remember Barney Stinson. Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Legendary. We like our legendary ships.
Yeah, just a couple of comments from chat. One person said that they were getting between 2 and 4k VXP just by sending in zombie fleets. So yeah, it was great. Scott A says it was awesome. Captain Lockheed said it was cool.
Yeah, I was getting 8k just from zombies with the rogue crew on.
So yeah,
Yep.
It's really, really good. So I think it's a definite winner. I think everybody's happy with it, and we'll be happy to see it again.
All right. Legendary. All right, let's talk Drac Armadas. So right now the sector bar has 2 colors, teal and yellow. So by hitting salvages, you raise your sector threat from teal to yellow. I think Irf and I were talking and noticed that it seemed fairly easy to get that sector bar up there. That was, I guess, the thing I was worried about most when they announced this feature, is how difficult would it be to get that sector bar up there. And it seems the answer is not very difficult. I guess anybody on chat could dissent if they think it's been difficult, but I haven't seen it.
I mean, to be honest, if you're hitting the high-level cargoes on auto with your Hawks or Banshees, or just autoing it with like a Rhino fleet with a countermeasure ship in there, you can start smashing them out real quick, and the points just go through real quick as well. I think we had it unlocked in probably about 15 minutes in the sector that we were in, just by literally just autoing some cargo about, really.
Yep. And then, so when the bar turns yellow, the armadas start spawning, and again, we've seen, at least in my sector, I know we've seen lots of armadas spawn, and they spawn by people's bases. And I think right when they started spawning, there was kind of a frenzy, and people were like, "Oh my God, we gotta hit these, gotta hit these!" And then now it's just like they're just around, and you want to go hit an armada, and get your uranium. Do you guys seen the same thing?
Well, the thing is, as well, I don't see the point now in even bothering with a cutthroat, to be honest.
Yeah.
because they're there. It's just like, great, got cutthroat, you can fill up, but you hit an Armada and it's like 32k in Uri with a cutthroat on. You fill up pretty quick, and then you're like, oh, what should I do now? So yeah, I mean, all I've been doing is I've been filling up, and then I've been spending the entire lot on like road crews, and then going out and filling back up again.
That's what I was sort of suspecting is that players who it's going to be easier to start just doing a lot of rolls for rogue crews with all this uranium available.
Yeah, it's good. The trouble is as well, because of my work pattern and the way that it happens. Sometimes I can't get on spawn days.
Mm-hmm.
I might go for like 3 weeks without hitting dredges, but now I don't really have to worry about it because I can just say, right, we need to get the Armadas spawned, start hitting some cargo, spawn the Armadas, and I'm there. I can get the uranium that I need. And a lot of other people, I'm guessing, are probably the same, where they have to work on dredge days and stuff like that. So it's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's great to get it off the schedule and just whenever.
I think that's really what a lot of people's problems been with a lot of the chores and stuff like that we've had in the recent sort of past. Having the Forsaken mission, if you were going to do it twice, having to do it within 3 days, people can't afford to spend that much time to do it.
Right.
All in the one set of 3 days. So, by putting the reset and resetting the time on that's helped a lot. I know it's certainly made me happier because I haven't got to try and sit there all day and do the Forsaken mission twice when I get a chance to do it. And the same with this. This is going to be good because you haven't got to try and make space just to be able to hit some dredges in your calendar. You can sort of do it a lot more. You've got a lot more free time on your hands to do other things.
Yeah, I'm dead with you. It's never worked out well for me for dredges on Mondays and Fridays. The fact that I'm a late night player, I'm a night owl anyway, so the fact I could get up at 3 in the morning and go ahead and just hit these whenever the hell I want is great. I've been uranium poor for months. I'm always low on uranium. Right now I'm sitting at like 190, and that was 3 or 4 hits last night. So anything that gives control of the game back into the hands of the player is always a good thing. It's good to see.
It's
and
nice.
goddamn, good.
It's nice to see as well that if you've got people in your alliance that've got Scourge torpedoes, they can outrange the thermal on there, so you can do them for free, and you can get people to prep for you, and then just run around with your Nighthawks following them around.
Right. And if you want to prep for somebody, it's not like you both have to be on at a certain time when the dredges, on a dredge day. Somebody needs uranium, they can hop on and be like, hey, can someone prep a dredge or two for me, or a Armada for me? It's like, yeah, just whenever,
It's good. I think
it's
relieving the pressure.
It's a real fundamental change to the uranium economy. We should invite Big Ben back.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was really pissed off over the whole uranium thing.
He was. Yeah. He's having way too much fun with World of Warships at the moment, though.
It only took 2 years for them to fix it.
I'm going to abuse him later on about my 9,000 XP game in my Fubuki earlier. So.
Yeah, all right. So, with the uranium being so plentiful, and you mentioned it earlier in the show, Earth, we've also got another level possible. These draconian uranium sector bases. So it's a 2-player co-op target, and it's supposed to give a lot of uranium when you get past yellow to orange. The other thing I saw, actually, with those sector bases, I saw the picture, and it looked like there was something about blueprints. So they might be introducing new blueprints. Maybe it'll be the same blueprints that are in the Drac bases now, but maybe there'll be something new.
Well, I was thinking it might be some of the other bits and pieces that we've had that have been like limited and stuff like that. Maybe,
Mm.
maybe, who knows?
I don't have as many scatterguns as the rest of the world, so I'm always for more scatterguns. Uh, some people probably
Well,
aren't.
I was a huge fan of D6A. I mean, I got 15 of those in the last raid, but not everybody did. So D6A would be great to hand out, or Gales are good.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a ally mate of mine about a countermeasure build, and he had a mix of Hail Bs and Cs, and then he kind of mentioned he had a bunch of Gale 2s, and I was looking at it, and even a Gale 2 is better than a Hail C. So those would be nice to have available.
What I have to say as well is about just whilst you're mentioning the scatterguns again, Steve. I watched yesterday. I watched a full fleet of prototype hunters, fully armored, fully ranked, get nailed by a single tiger shark filled with scatterguns in one shot.
Makes me sad. I love my hunter. Love
Uh,
hunters.
it made me laugh.
Makes me wish I had more damn scatterguns. 6 is not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, so should we carry on?
Sure, let's carry on. I did actually just show some tips on the Armadas, just in case you haven't seen them or are having a little trouble. I saw a post on the forum saying that I think it was the Fabian moderator saying come in from the bottom. I like coming in from the top, and that way these fast ships on the top get to you first. If you enter from the bottom, it seems like the fast ships get to you when these slow ships get to you, and then you got to deal with them all at once. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, you're dead right on that. I noticed that last night, that if you come in from the bottom, it's a little rougher than it needs to be.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I like coming in from the top. There's also a Nighthawk hiding somewhere around there, and so make sure you have something to deal with the Nighthawk. And then after dealing with the fast ships, I go after the nuke cruisers, and I kind of come at them from the side, so they don't all spring on me at once. If you're real careful, you can outrange them with missiles, but
I'd just
you
like to
definitely don't.
say one thing. Skull ranked crawlers are really good at doing these.
Or tigers.
Thank,
These are God's gifts to tiger shark owners. Or
yeah.
tiger shark coiners is a better phrase.
All right. Tiger sharks. Yep. And then if you prep all the moving ships, the stationary ships are easy for any kind of subs. So these are very preppable. You can definitely prep mount, give them to a buddy,
Get those
and have
predators in
subs
there.
work. About predators, I went in just to try it out. I did my specters on the last 3, and I've got R10 stealth systems and R5 assault 60 some rank, and it took a while to kill those mastodons. So you might have trouble with predators. If your subs are kind of new, you might have to do a couple. Be careful.
Yeah,
But
because someone nasty like me might come and steal it.
well, there's that. Yeah, but you won't be able to just. I mean, I could just click on the first ship, click on the second ship, click on the third ship, and didn't surface. But if you got brand new Barracudas or something like that, you
Oh,
might
for sure.
have, like I said, yeah. All right. And then announced, I guess, yesterday afternoon,
Yeah.
is the Halloween Fat, and it is a 2-day fat, starting Thursday, October 29th. That would be and at noon KixEye time. So I don't know. Do the math. Get an app. Figure out what time that is for you. Just remember, U.S. is on daylight savings right now, and UK is not. So
Which is why we were an hour earlier, if you were in the UK and was wondering why.
Yep. So KixEye said, and I agree with the statement, this is going to be a casual tournament designed with no must-have ships or tech prizes. And they're reusing the toy box format. The fleet costs for uranium and gold are the same as last time, if you want to open up more fleet slots. So this will be a familiar FAT format. So let's look at the prizes.
Wallet Wars.
Wallet Wars. So, and I called them treats because it's Halloween. So these are your fat bracket treats. The top prize is this really cool looking hunter skin, the Headless Hunter. I am a huge fan of that skin. As well as the Nightshade Rhino skin, a badge, and 250 gold. Sorry, Urf, were you going to say something?
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, these are great skins. And I'm such a fan of the Hunter right now. And the skin for it is just freaking awesome. It's Halloweeny without being like you'd only want to use it on Halloween. You know what I mean?
It's not garish, but it's cool, but not garish.
Yeah. All right, so then the rest of the top 10 gets just the Rhino skin and 50 gold. And a road crew, and then if you're in the bottom half of your bracket, you just get a trick, I guess.
Am I right in saying I've seen another skin on there as well?
There is another skin. For the point treats, at 4,000 points, you get the Nightshade skin for your interceptors. So that one is also very cool looking. I think these are the best looking skins since the one for the Fusion Cruiser.
Yeah, they're really cool. I do like them a lot.
It's like a carbon fiber overhaul on that interceptor.
Yeah.
Sports package.
I like it. And then the rest of the point treats are just fat repair tokens to help you keep going. So there's that. So what do you think about this fat?
A couple of things from chat. Will it be free repairs? No, it's going to be the same as the last time we had it.
Yep. So double repair, double repair time.
Yeah. Somebody else has put in there, won't be doing the fat, it's a waste of time. My ships are going to shoot the same no matter what they look like. That's another comment that I had earlier on. A lot of people are saying that the ranking weekend in the Armadas is just two of the biggest time wasting things in the game that have been taken out. So good job, KixEye.
That's definitely true.
Totally agree. And just sorry, as an aside, so I give you sexy Wednesday Addams. You know, I wanted to find sexy Headless Horseman in honor of the Headless Hunter skin. But surprisingly enough, although there is sexy everything else for a Halloween costume, there is no sexy Headless Horseman costume. So some of you have a business opportunity there. Sexy costumes
are big. A sheet over your head and a set of boobs? Is that all it needs?
So that would be Sexy Ghost. I mean, there's Sexy Pizza Rat. There is Sexy Minion. There's Sexy Everything for Halloween costume. I chose Sexy Wednesday Addams, but no Sexy Headless Horseman. Sorry, carry on. What else is going on in chat?
Before we get too far off this, what do you guys think about the prizes for anything that's not first? We know it's $25 in gold for first, $5 worth of gold for second through 10th, and besides that, it's kind of like I kind of wish it was a little bit more fleshed out. I do understand that they don't want this to be kind of like a fun event. Play it if you want. But I kind of feel like the prices are a little bit lacking when you get anywhere down below 10th. Even 10th is a little shy for me.
Yeah, I think, if they'd have put the skins up to 50, it would have been better, because I think a lot of people are already saying, the winners are going to spend more than the 250 to win the 250.
I think that's pretty likely.
Saying,
yeah.
What's the point in coining it? If there's no uranium repair, then no FAT for me. So, pretty much.
They're going to spend my Friday night drinking instead of hitting the fat.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? About the uranium, especially with the new uranium availability, I think having uranium repairs would turn it into
Well, yeah, it'd be crazy. It'd be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of points from that.
Yeah, unlimited if you're willing to do it. So, yeah,
well, like
I think
we said,
the days of...
Tiger Shark owners can do those new things for free and instantly and no problem at all. That's a hell of a rabbit hole to go down.
Right. I mean, what I was about to say is you're never going to see uranium repairs in the fat again. So give it up, because that would, I really think it would be worse because of the availability of uranium now.
Yeah,
So,
agreed. I think
sorry.
It's going to be the end of that. I don't think you'll ever see that again. Not with the new availability, no way. Right. Have we got anything else?
There was a limit of since uranium was available. Well, I guess it was available in track.
So
all right, should we move on?
Pirates put in there. Whoa, sexy minions. I'm intrigued, but also terrified at such a thought.
I was trying to post it in chat, but I can't post the web link. They're there. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's all out there. Ever. But not, which is why I was so surprised when there was no sexy headless horseman, because there is sexy everything else.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, but there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this week's Kixeye Screwups. Now, last week we had 3 slides of Screwups. This week I only have 1, and 1 Screw-up. And what they did is they made dipping across all the track cargoes, as you can see.
Yeah, my base was very. Well, I took a picture and posted it on the Battle Pirates grid page. With
camouflage.
Yeah, new base camouflage for coiners only.
Good luck hitting that base.
Yeah. But mine was about 15 deep on mine. We started hitting cargo and it was just, you were making no dent in it at all. So, yeah, it was funny. Kind of amusing. There was about 4 bases
fixed this one
underneath it and nobody could see nothing. But I must admit, they did fix it pretty quick.
Yeah, that's what I said. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's it for the screw-ups. Breakthroughs. So Friday's Draconian Armada was even more uranium for even easier than the current Armadas. Now what was funny is I put this on the breakthrough slide and I did it, kind of when it happened because I didn't want to forget about it. And then we found out a little later that this was actually a Kixeye screw-up. The fleets were not built as intended. Now, if you don't remember, you didn't get to one of those Armadas on Friday. It was, I think, 4 hunters. And
it was 4 hunters and 3 Gretas because I did that on my horrible driving on the Friday show.
That's right. And the hunters had no missiles. they just had torpedoes, and then the Gretas were pretty easy as well. And it's like KixEye forgot to put the weapons on them or something. So, yeah, it was kind of funny.
Public service announcement from Grumpy Pirate. Note to all, do not Google sexy minions, it won't end well.
Well, you know what I'm going to be doing as soon as the show's over.
Are you
There are some holes on the internet you should just not go down, people.
Maybe sexy minion costume will narrow it a little more, but I guess we'll know what Grumpy Pirate.
Stay off the fan fiction sites, people.
Yeah, don't look up sexy Greta Spader. Okay. The Reaver Assault bases, we talked about them earlier, so we all thought those were pretty awesome. And Armadas, not quite as easy and as high pay as the previous ones, but I think we still also all agree that it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Better than dredges.
Yeah, a lot better than dredges. It's more available to more people now for a more reasonable cost. I would have said. Although if I'm not prepping them, then it's probably about the same as what I would have taken from a Reaver one, but I've got that dialed down to next to nothing anyway. So it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. If I do them well, I can take a look that I got from the Reavers, and I felt like I was doing pretty good on the Reavers.
So what we want to know is how are people in chat finding the new Armadas? Do you prefer them over the Reavers? Do you like the payout from them? Is there anything that you would like changed? A few questions for chat there.
Yep. And we're done with slides, so.
Yeah.
Kill time while we let them catch up.
I could Google sexy minions while we catch up.
Don't share the screen. That doesn't get like anything from chat. Maybe in a minute. Oh, just caught up now. Right.
I didn't get anything that bad.
It's like costumes from Walmart.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was talking about. How's Grumpy Pirate talking about? Where's he searching?
He must be on the dark net.
Yeah.
I guess.
I bet you've got moderate safe search on, haven't you? That's why.
I don't think so.
So people are saying that it's better payout for the damage on the Armadas.
Why do they have blades when I still can't get them?
Yeah. Just as long as they don't become harder. So yeah, payout's good. George would like you to share your screen, Larry, whilst you're
He's
looking.
all about those minions tonight.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy your wife a yellow hat? Is that what you're doing, George?
Look. I mean, this is kind of freaky.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we don't see very often in chat. So I think everybody is
get this kind of stuff.
That KixEye's had a really good week this week.
Yes.
So
It's a very good week this week.
that's the general consensus from chat as well. So yeah, I think they've done a good job this week.
Anything that gets the game back towards fun and less towards chores, I'm all about it. And I am a serial KixEye hater, and it's good to see 2 weeks in a row where I can say, good job, you're making progress, good steps forward. It's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was 3 weeks ago.
I agree, and it may be a baby step towards getting the game back to how it used to be, but I've started to enjoy it a lot more with the recent changes that have been put in the last few weeks, and I'm sure a lot of other people have as well. It's sort of getting my interest back into it a bit. My interest did start to waver a little, and I was starting to get fed up a little bit. And I think a lot of people are a lot happier now.
Yeah.
People are still saying though that 50 million points is still way too high for the sake of mission. I did put forward something last week saying, it would be better rather than having the reset for the extra 3 days if we could just allow 6 days, whether you do it once or twice, in order to complete it, would be better. Because then that would give people that chance to get up to the tier 4 in the elite tier.
Yep. I like this comment. Send the crap prizes to research since we have labs going to levels 12 to 14. That'd be kind of interesting. Move some of the old prize stuff to researchable.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, 25 mil is more reasonable. Or 35 to 40 mil, either would be better. Oh look, that's a great idea, What a surprise. But yeah, I mean, it would make more sense to me to have the 6 days, and if you want to do it twice, you can do it twice. If you want to struggle on, do up to elite in the 6 days and just do it once, it'd be great. So I think it'd help people out more than just having the reset twice, I think.
Right.
So yeah, anything else anybody wants to bring up today? A bit of a short show today. Not a great deal to talk about. No?
Deflection.
Deflection.
I'm going to just talk about deflection. Getting myself echoing, so maybe I won't talk about it too much. But, ship with deflection in strongholds.
People are saying that cadmium armor needs a 25% corrosive defense, since it is cadmium after all.
It needs something, because it sucks.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's bad in every single way, really, possible, pretty much. I mean, I've run numbers on it, you run numbers on it, it's not good, is it, Larry?
Nope.
Right. Well, I think that's pretty much us then for tonight. Thank you very much for coming. Much appreciated, as always. Don't forget to check out Larry's blog. I'm sure he'll post something on there this week for people.
Yeah.
I am
prof.blogspot.com.
Yeah, I'm going to be hosting the Friday show, so anybody who wants to come on, feel free to message me on Facebook, or just message the BPC page and we'll sort it out for you. It'll be the same time as tonight, so it'll be 11 o'clock UK time, 4 o'clock Pacific and 7 Eastern. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming, guys, and we'll catch you all on either Friday or Wednesday, whichever you join us.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks, everybody.